Okay, hi guys, and this is the Marquis. Um, we're going to try an audio tool tutorial basically. The tutorial is going to base around the Heisenberg. So what I've done is I've pulled the Heisenberg out from over on the drum rack here. I've just pulled it out here. So this Heisenberg is the default setting, so I haven't changed anything on the preset, nothing like that. It's all just the default preset. So as it comes out, I have placed. Oh, turn those off. I've placed down here just a note on C3 and I've made it the full bar. So this is how it sounds. Okay, so that's just a single sine wave there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to correlate this to a operator, which is the synth, one of the synths you get in Ableton. Again, this is the default sound. I haven't changed anything at all. This is just how the synth comes. Again, it's on a C, however it's on a C2 because the operator runs on an octave higher than the Heisenberg. So this is how this sounds. Cool, so that's that one synth. Okay, so the first sound we're going to have a look at is a deep house bass kind of sound. I'll show you the notes I used later on in the operator synth. Basically what I have here is the Heisenberg synth. What I've done, everything's a sine wave. I've got B so that it is 12 semitones higher than A, and then it's modulating A at 50%. I have the envelope modulating B. Envelope 2 is modulating oscillator B by 100%. I've also put the mix gain up to 0, and the volume as well is all the way up to 0 decibels. The main envelope then is at 400 milliseconds and release time of 272 milliseconds with the sustain up to 100%. Envelope 2, I have the decay at 478 or 487 milliseconds, and the release is at 131 milliseconds, I believe, or somewhere around there. It's basically exactly the same as what I have on the operator. And the way it's done is basically that I've got oscillator B phase modulator and oscillator A, but it's also playing its own sound simultaneously without it having any distortion on it. So so you can get quite a rich sound. So if I play that for you now. You can hear it's quite a rich, deep house bass, which I will then try and recreate using Ableton's operator. Okay, so this is the operator synth. Basically, it's the same notes. The note reel, I have it on C1 on the operator. On the Heisenberg, I will have it at C2 to start with. So these are the notes that I'm playing. The actual synth itself then, I have envelope on oscillator A at 100%, course is at 1, and then I have the same stuff, so the release is at 272, decay is at 400 milliseconds, frequency on the filter is at all the way up, the filter is a low 12 decibel one. The reason for this is because I can't change the filter on the Heisenberg in order, I can't turn it off, sorry, in the Heisenberg, so I have to keep it on the operator one and just adjust it. Now to get the phase modulation stuff going on, so if I want B to modulate A, the envelope for B I can do actually in B's oscillator. So I get the envelope here. Again, release 131, decay 487, sustain 0. Now to get to phase modulate I have to use this. So I've got here the green one represents B, the yellow square represents A, so I've got B modulating A. C is independent. Now the reason I've got C as well is because on the Heisenberg one I had oscillator B both turned on and also modulating oscillator A. You can't do that on this one, you have to have one or the other. So I have C turned on and B is modulating A. So again, they're all sine waves, and B, I've brought up an octave as well. So it's brought up an octave, and I've put it at minus 14 decibels. That's how much it's going to modulate. This is how that sounds. Okay, so it's almost the same sound as you get in the Heisenberg. Okay, so we're going to switch over to this synth. So this operator synth, all it is, you take this default operator, so this is what a default operator will look like. Take that, bring it over here, and just lower the release down on oscillator A, so you bring the release all the way down, and then B, C, and D, you just turn all the levels up. Yeah, you do nothing else. Okay, so I've put the filter on a low 12 decibel one with the frequency at that same point, just so that it emulates the Heisenberg as well. I've put the tone at 100%, and then if I hit play, this is how it will sound. So I forgot to mention, what I've also done is I've turned the anti-alias off. If I turn it back on, yes, you can really hear that phase modulation. Now I'm going to recreate this sound perfectly with the Heisenberg. What I forgot to mention was that the note here was a G0, and it just goes across an entire bar to make that sound. So I'll play that one more time. If I was to then head over to Audio Tool, so this is the Heisenberg I'm going to be using. This time I have the volume is at minus 3.414 decibels. Again, all sine waves. Main envelope, I've brought the attack bend all the way up to 100%. Sustain again up to 100%, and the decay is at 600 milliseconds, the same as it was on the operator synth. The filter is also the same as on the operator. Now again, phase modulation wise, I need D to modulate C, so I put that at 100. I need C to modulate B, again 100, and C is now going to modulate, B is modulating A, so again 100. I only have the mix gain up on A, and this is how it will sound. As you can hear, they are exactly the same. Something you might want to try doing is playing around with the offset. So I can start messing around with the offset down here. A good offset number is to bring offset on the A here, double click on it, just type 24 in, hit play. That is a quite a cool offset, and I haven't found a way of replicating the exact amount of offset in the operator synth. But if you know how to do it, please feel free to let me know. Okay, so that's about it really. Basically, the reason that I've done this video is just to show you how much the two synths correlate. So the Heisenberg from Audio Tool and the operator in Ableton, which has allowed me, at any rate, to watch video tutorials for Ableton synths, for sounds that they've created using operator, etc. And one or two others as well. Like I've done analog. And I think I've used one from Collision once as well. I managed to find a way of making them work in Audio Tool, and the Heisenberg and the operator work really well, as demonstrated by that last sound in particular, in terms of how similar that they are. It's just the way you have to do things is slightly different, but you can still get the same sounds. And what I'm hoping is that you guys will be able to then watch your own tutorials for sounds that you're struggling to make or want to know how to make in Audio Tool. You don't know anybody else who does make them, or knows how to make them perhaps, and you just look it up and you can't find any Audio Tool tutorials on it, and you give up. Well, this in theory should allow you to watch some Ableton tutorials at least, and possibly some FL ones or Reason ones or whatever, and be able to take that synthesis knowledge of how certain of what certain things do and how certain things work, and be able to use that with the Heisenberg and even the pulverizer as well, which is the one I used when trying to correlate with the analog synth in Ableton as well. I think I used the pulv anyway. Yeah, so thanks for watching. My name's the Marquis again. Feel free to look me up on Audio Tool, just search the Marquis and you should be able to find me. I think my next tutorial is going to be a tutorial on how I use the gate instead of automation. So I use the gate pedal or stomp box instead of using automation, just to try and bring down some CPU lag. It's slightly less CPU heavy. It's a way of that I found of automating glitch hop type basses and stuff. So yeah, I'll try and do a tutorial on that, and I'm also going to have a look at trying to get in touch with a few other artists, see how they do certain things, and see if I can do little interviews with them, etc. So if there's anything you want to see in particular, anything you want to hear from certain artists or from myself even, get in touch and I will try and answer those basically as best I can in future videos. The ways you can get in touch is again right on my wall in Audio Tool, so that's audiotool.com/user/calkayak CALKAYAK, and you'll be able to find me. And just click on my wall and write on there. If you know who I am on Facebook, feel free to find me on Facebook and again message me, or just write in the Audio Tool Artists page on Facebook. And I'll probably see that, or write in the comments section of this video, and again I'll be able to see that. Let me know what you think of the video. If there's anything you think I should have mentioned or I missed, feel free to let me know. If there's anything you've done differently or you found it similar as well, again let me know, and I will try and add that in with annotations, etc., or in future videos. Thank you for watching. Cheers.